So, ladies and gentlemen, it is approximately 12:01 on a Monday morning, and this is where I am. I am in beautiful Iceland. I'm actually here right now with my detox coach. He was in Germany for a little treatment. He had a stopover in Iceland, and then he was like, crazy idea. How about you come over to Iceland for 2-3 days? Let's go jump in some lakes. Let's go jump in some geothermal hot tubs, some saunas, some steam room. And just do some breathing work and just, really just get present to the moment and unplug for a few days. So that's what we're doing out here. And, today it is so incredibly sunny and beautiful. And this is genuinely, I've been to some beautiful places in my life. Iceland must be the most beautiful place I've ever been to aesthetically. And this lake 100% has to be the most beautiful lake I've ever been on. Now, Josh and I had a long car ride back from the geothermal spring yesterday, and we were in the car, and Josh is 11 years older than me. Very, very wise dude. And the funny thing about Josh is he's 11 years older than me in age, but if we look at his age and then his wisdom, add another 30 years, and it's sort of similar. That's the exact same thing he says about me. So we're both some pretty wise dudes, although I've learned a lot from him. But we were on the car ride back, long car ride back, and yesterday was actually, raining a lot. It was really cloudy and heavy, which was, it's nice to have that change over the space of 2 days. But what we were talking about and what the topic of today's video is what it is like and what it means to be in the top 0.01%. Because, as I said, we were in the car ride back and we were just, talking about how lucky and blessed we are to be here. We were talking about business, financials, and, both Josh and I are very much in the top 1% when it comes to financial aspects of things, even just looking, just even alone in our own countries. But one thing that occurred to me, I was like, Josh, yeah, we're both in the top 1% financially, but when it comes to our life, we're in the top 0.01%, potentially even the top 0.001%, because Josh is in a very good place with his business. Obviously, you guys know that with my business, things have been going incredible. Actually, not last month, but July was the first month where my agency hit $100,000 in profit. And, from our 7-8 clients, and then I actually had a client come over for a 2-day training. That was 32,000 pounds, which equates to roughly $40,000. So $40,000 funnel build plus 60,000 from client retainers, little fly, equated to, as I said, my first 6-figure month profit with my agency. And, marry that with the education company, and, we're talking a few $100,000 a month profit. So, it's cool. I mean, I'm so blessed to be in a position where I'm making multi-7 figures a year. But the thing that I don't care about, that is not the focus of today's video. What I care about is the fact that, let's take something like my agency, which this year, for the first year, I'm pretty confident is going to do 7 figures in profit, or very, very, very high 6 figures in profit. Right now, I'm at a place with my agency where I'm working 3 to 4 hours a week because I have an incredible team that took me a long, long time to build, to source these people to build. I have such strong and rigid standard operating procedures within my agency that everything just flows so naturally. There's a process for every single thing. We have such a clear process to results for our clients, where once a client immediately signs, once they sign, there's a system for everything when it comes to the contracts, auto billing, invoicing, onboarding, how they actually get set up. We have the same rigid system for how we get their ads up and running within the next 7 days. We have a clear process for what month 1, month 2, month 3, all the way to month 12 looks like. It is such a well-built machine. We have a system, now at my stage of the journey with my agency. I'm sure you guys have seen, we actually run Facebook ads to bring in new leads. And they come in through the case study funnel, and then, as I said, they apply to work with me. What I've built at this point is such a well-oiled machine, a machine that just spits out monthly income for me, that allows me to come to a place like this at 12:05 on a Monday, while most other people are in their office right now. And as I said, financially, I'm at an incredible place, But the thing that really does it for me is really freedom is made up of three things: location freedom, time freedom, and financial freedom. And the thing is, you really only have to get a place where you're making 100, 200K a month. And if that number scares you right now, I understand. I thought 100K was the biggest deal ever. But, really, if you build those positive habits, and if you build brick by brick by brick, yeah, maybe it's weird for me to say this because, I literally have students of mine, in the Grow Your Agency community. We had a student last week who signed a $33,000 a month client. $33,000 a month. So, there's people who, start making 100K, 200K, even from that one client alone, that student is making 400K a month. So, for you to make 100K a year income, you can do it really can do it in just a couple months. But, if you look at where you are right now, to get to 100K a month income in 2 years, I mean, honestly, with the right guidance, and if you focus on not only the business, the thing that my students do so well and that I do so well is anytime I'm having a business problem, I realize that 90% of the time, really, it's just a personal problem. It's a problem when it comes to and that's why I'm here with my detox coach. For me to go from multi-7-figure years to 8 figures a year, I'm having to do just nuts stuff. I'm having to do absolutely crazy stuff, and I'm really having to push myself when it comes to just my own performance. Now, to get to 100K a year, honestly, you can fuck up. When I was making 100K a year, I was fucking up with tons of stuff when it comes to my sleep, my diet, nutrition. You can get away with a lot when you're making 100K a year. But at 100K a year, that really to me is the magic number where you have the freedom to come to a place like this. You have the freedom to come to a place like this 3, 4, 5 times a year. But it's not only that, it's the time freedom and location freedom. The beautiful thing, and the thing that coming to a place like this and being here on this lake on a Monday fucking morning makes me realize and appreciate, which, when I'm back in London, sometimes I forget it, is the fact that we all run businesses, we all run agencies that give us location freedom. This morning I had my team text me on Slack, and they said for the longest time I was just running it solo, my agency. This morning I had my team text me on Slack, and one of my team members asked me, hey, Iman, are you going to be on the call? Another one stepped in and was like, no, Iman's connection's really poor. And they just both hopped on the call. Really my agency is me, one full-time employee, and 1/3 of the time employee, because one of my employees works 70% on the education company and then 30% on the agency. So basically my team is 1 1/3 employee. So as I said, what my agency has allowed me to do is not only give me financial freedom, because here's the thing, and this is really the point that I want to touch on, is it's not enough to have financial freedom to live a good life. Think about how many bankers there are, how many dentists there are, how many doctors there are, lawyers there are that, yeah, they might make a lot of money, but can they do this whenever they want? No. I can land back in London tomorrow and immediately the next day go, you know what? I'm going to Norway next. I'm going to Sweden next. I'm going to Bali next. I've had a nice little trip here in Iceland. I think I want to go to Bali for 2 weeks. And I can do that. And to me, financial freedom is an ultimate freedom. Financial freedom is amazing. And to me, it alleviates so much stress out of your life. But also, especially if you're in the entrepreneur community, you probably hear these people talk about big numbers. I can tell you 10K a month. That is legitimately, once I was making 10K a month, that is what changed everything for me. 10K a month. Once I started making 50K a month, then I could start doing some of the more dumb stuff. I could start buying nice watches. I don't own a car because I live in London, but I could buy a nice supercar. I could move into a ridiculous place. You can do more of the sort of fuck you money stuff. I can genuinely tell you that from going from making 50K a month to, a few $100,000 a month, it has done nothing for me. It has done absolutely nothing for me. It's incredible. I've loved it, but it's done nothing for me. So, as I said, if we look at the 3 pillars, if we look at financial freedom, it's really not that hard to attain. But the thing that I'm so grateful for is the fact that with our business model, not only do you have financial freedom, but you have location freedom and you have time freedom. And I would much rather be making 100K a year with my agency, but have that location and time freedom, than be making $1 million a year as a lawyer that has none of that same freedom that we do, right? None of the freedom to travel whenever they want, work an hour a day if they want. As I said, my agency at this point, I'm working 3 to 4 hours a week. It's nuts. And granted, it's taken me 3 years of having an agency to get to this point. And any of you guys that know me know that I have such a monastic focus on systems, operations, and predictability. In my agency, the thing that I focus on more than anything else is most agency owners, what they struggle with is just unpredictability within their agency. So many things cropping up that they can't control. What I've done with my agency is I've alleviated all unpredictability. Okay, everything is predictable, and there's a process for everything. So granted, as I said, it's taken me 3 years and hundreds of hours of just focusing on systems to get it to this point. But now that I've gotten it to this point, it's my agency is really the thing that pays for my lifestyle. It's the thing that allows me to be here, and it's the thing that really just, there we go. It's just, I guess this trip has made me so grateful for it. So if you want to know what it's like to be in the top 0.01%, it does not mean making the most amount of money. It means making a good amount of money where you have financial freedom, but doing it in a way that you have location freedom and you have time freedom along with it. So, as I said, really that's my message for you here on this Monday morning. Some of you guys might be watching this on a Monday, on a Tuesday, on a Wednesday, on a Friday morning, on your way to college or on your way to work. And I hope this resonates with you. And you see that it's not about being a multi-millionaire. But any of you guys watching this, if we look at a 10-year slope, all of you guys, I have absolutely no doubt, will be multi-millionaires over a 10-year slope if you just keep chipping away at it, right? It's not about what you do it's not about what you do, your big bravado on one day where you use all your willpower. It's what you do day after day, and looking at that over a 5-year, a 10-year, a 20-year slope. So I have absolutely no doubt that every single one of you guys watching this will be multi-millionaires over the next 10 to 20 years. But just realize that to live the life that you want today, right now, in the next year, you don't need as much money as you probably think you do. You just need to make money and do it in a way that, as I said, allows you to do stuff like this whenever you want and not answer to anyone. So, hope you enjoy this video. I'm about to jump in this lake. And I said just spend, I think I have another 24 hours here, just spend another 24 hours in just pure bliss and presence. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoy this video. I'll see you guys in the next one.